I want you to go back to that moment. Maybe it was a Tuesday morning, maybe it was late on a Friday, like for me. You got that calendar invite, quick sync, check in, or maybe you saw the look on your manager's face earlier in the day. And then the words restructuring, role elimination, going in a different direction. For a split second, your brain actually stops processing language. You hear the words, but they don't compute. There must be a mistake. I'm the one who built this department. I'm the one who knows where the bodies are buried. They can't run this place without me. But they can, and they did. Welcome to the Ageism Survival Guide. I'm John Stech. If you're watching this, you might have lost your job or you fear you're about to. Today, we're starting a crucial series on the 5 phases of grief after job loss over 50. And we have to start with the most dangerous one, denial. If you're over 50, this isn't just about losing a paycheck, it's about losing an identity. And the statistics back us up. According to the Urban Institute, 56% of workers over 50 are pushed out of their long-time jobs involuntarily. 56%. You're not an anomaly, but a statistic. Look, today we're going to talk about why refusing to accept that reality is the biggest threat to your financial and your psychological survival. Let's talk about that voice in your head, the one that was whispering to you just weeks before it happened. It's the voice that says, "It won't happen to me." Why do we say that? Because we confuse value with safety. You tell yourself, I have 25 years of experience. I have deep institutional knowledge. I'm loyal. I'm the first one in and the last one out. Here's the hard truth that hurts to hear. In an ageist marketplace, your experience is sometimes viewed as a liability, not as an asset. To a bean counter in a dark office looking to cut costs, experience reads as expensive, and institutional knowledge reads as resistant to change. This is the immunity myth. We falsely believe our competence immunizes us against ageism. So when the layoff comes, the denial kicks in as a defense mechanism. You might find yourself thinking, yeah, this is just temporary. Or they'll realize their mistake and they'll call me back. Or I'll take a few weeks, call my friends, and have a new role within a month. No, that self-talk is dangerous. It assumes the job market 20 years ago is the same as the job market today. It assumes that loyalty is currency. It's not. Companies have broken that contract of loyalty years ago. Denial tells you that the rules haven't changed, when in reality, the game board has been flipped over entirely in their favor. I want to touch on something we don't talk about enough at dinner parties, unsurprisingly: the shame. Denial isn't just about shock, it's about hiding. When you lose your job after 50, it feels personal. It feels like you've been discarded, like some old piece of furniture out at the curb. There's a wave of shame that washes over you. You don't want to tell your spouse. You definitely don't want to tell your kids. And you try to avoid the neighbors because you don't want them to ask, hey, how's work going? I know someone that pretended to go to work every morning for months just to fool their kids. This shame fuels your denial. You think, I if I don't admit it's real, I don't have to feel the shame. So what do? You pretend. You get up at the same time, you dress the part, you sit at your computer and you research, you organize your files, you clean the garage, you do everything except the one thing that you need to do. I see you. I know how heavy that is. But listen to me. That shame does not belong to you. That shame belongs to the system that devalues wisdom. Don't carry their baggage for them. The problem with hiding inside this shame is that it isolates you, and isolation is the enemy of employment. You can't network if you're hiding, and you certainly can't ask for help if you pretend that everything is fine. The market has changed. You're not an isolated case. You're with millions. There's no reason for shame because it's not just you. It's an ageism epidemic. Don't let the feeling of shame creep in and fuel your denial. Let's get practical. Why is denial so expensive? Well, when you're 25 and you lose a job, you can bounce back and time is on your side. But when you're 55, the runway is shorter. The hiring cycle is longer, sometimes 6 to 9 months or even longer. Every day that you spend in denial is a day deducted from your severance package or from your savings. Denial says, I'll update my resume next week. But reality says your resume needs to be completely overhauled for ATS systems that filter out older dates. And that takes time. Denial says, I'll call my old contacts eventually. But reality says, your network is your lifeline, and they need to know now that you're on the market. There's nothing wrong with reaching out and asking for help. People will surprise you because they know that they're also vulnerable and they may need your help one day. If you spend the first 60 days of your unemployment cleaning the house and telling yourself, I'm just taking a break, you're burning the most precious resource you have, time. Denial delays your response. It keeps you from pivoting. It keeps you from looking at your finances honestly and cutting expenses today, not 3 months from now when actual panic sets in. If you recognize yourself in this video, I need you to do just one thing today, just one. Say it out loud. Look in the mirror and say, I lost my job. It wasn't fair. It wasn't me, but it happened. And now I have to fight. Acknowledgement is the antidote for denial. Once you admit it, the clock starts running in your favor, not against you. Once the numbness of denial wears off, you're going to feel something else. You're going to feel heat. You're going to feel rage. And that's good because we can use that. In the next video, we're going to talk about anger, the second phase of grief, and how to channel that fury into fuel for your next move, but without burning bridges. As I say, youth runs fast, but age knows the terrain. Don't let them push you off the map. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next phase. Let's get through this together. And by together, I also mean on our Discord channel. You can find a link to that in the notes below.